Good afternoon, everybody. Big Mike back here with you once again. Welcome back to Big Mike Talks, where today I'm going to be doing something a little different. As I'm going back to a series I started a couple months ago and predicting the Double or Nothing 2026 card. So now I did have planned to cover Collision today, but I ended up not watching it because I wanted to spend a little time with my family, so I decided to do that instead. I do apologize for that. So consider this a makeup, as I explain what I would like to see for Double or Nothing, in which I shall be in attendance for. So, as of last night, we had Dynasty. I'll share certain results for it for that show. But yeah, this is kind of a card I would like to see for Double or Nothing, which is next. I'm ready. So, gonna start off with the AEW World Tag Team title match, as we get FTR versus Eddie Kingston and Ortiz. Now, I know. Originally, I had this as a TLC triple threat. I think we're going to get that at All In. I think that's the smartest place to do that. So, this is kind of like a fill-in team. And considering Ortiz and Eddie Kingston are from New York, I feel like a nice little moment for them would be fun. Plus, who the heck doesn't love Eddie Kingston? Next up, this is kind of a 2-for-1. I could see either being put on the card. It's either Kenny Omega versus Bobby Lashley or Chris Jericho versus Tommaso Ciampa. There's really no build behind these for right now. Lashley and Jericho actually just got back to the promotion. And while I do think the Hurt Syndicate are going to be doing tag stuff, I'd like to see Lashley at least get some singles wins in. And why not Kenny Omega? I could also see Will Ospreay in this spot. But if that's not the case, we got another technical New Yorker. He was born in New York, but he lived in Canada for all his life. We got Chris Jericho versus Tommaso Ciampa. I think that would be an extremely fun match. Jericho just had his first match back yesterday at Dynasty, losing to Ricochet, in which, if that's going to be his role, I mean, why not go all in on it? Next up, a match that got teased last week on Dynamite, but I'm not really sure of the status of it. We had international title on the line, as we got Kazuchika Okada versus Konosuke Takeshita. I need to see this match. And like I said, Don Callis did promise it if these two would team together against the Young Bucks on Dynasty, in which they lost that match. But I'm not 100% sure how that would impact this match. If Okada. If Okada and Takeshita had to win that match to get their match, I'm not sure of the stipulation there. But overall, I think that would be a nice place to have this. And even if it's like a double count out or something, I'd be okay with that. Next up, we had the AEW Trios titles on the line, as we got the Conglomeration taking on the Demand. So, the Conglomeration has been a little weird these days. They kind of been a little bit more disconnected. We haven't seen Mark Briscoe with them, or Willow Nightingale. It's kind of just been Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong. Until last night, where they were joined by Kyle O'Reilly. That's right. Cool Kyle is back, and he Strong and Orange Cassidy just beat the Dogs, which that's Gabe Kidd, David Finlay, and Clark Connors for their trios titles, who just won them on Saturday on Collision. So, yeah, trios titles are kind of being hot potatoed, but I kind of okay with it. Because, I don't know, I feel like something like this keeps the show interesting, at the very least. Next up, we got the TNT title on the line. We got Kevin Knight, I'll explain that in a minute, taking on Speedball Mike Bailey. Now, if you didn't hear, Kyle Fletcher suffered an injury. He's going to be out for a while. So he vacated the title. On Dynasty, they had AEW had a gauntlet match, which was won by Kevin Knight, which is awesome. And I think we're going to see Jet Speed break up. Because if you remember, I want to say it was either like a month ago or a couple weeks ago, where Kevin Knight and Swerve had an interaction saying Knight needed a bit more killer instinct. Now, a lot of people thought, oh, that would mean he's joining up with Swerve, he's making his own group. I think it would be more interesting to have Kevin Knight join the Hurt Syndicate. And don't get me wrong, either one would be great. I feel like Kevin Knight holding the role Cedric Alexander did with this group back in the day, I think this would be perfect for him and would mix up the dynamic for Jet Speed a bit. And as much as I would like to see them compete for the tag titles, I think seeing them against each other would be a whole heck of a lot more fun. Again, here I have Jericho versus Ciampa. Already kind of talked about that. Next up, TBS title on the line. We got Willow Nightingale taking on Riho. Now, yes, originally I did have Riho competing for the women's title, but recently Willow has kind of been the return stopper. If you've been watching AEW, she was the first match in the return for Hikaru Shida, for Queen Aminata. Her most recent comeback is this Wednesday against Camille, which is awesome. As much as I would like for this to be Mercedes Moné, I feel like Riho would be a nice spot here. Because it's big girl versus little girl dynamic. I think it could be fun. Plus, you could easily turn this into a story, which would end at All In with Mercedes Moné. Because I think Mercedes would be coming back for this matchup post-match. That's what I think is probably going to happen. Next up, AEW Women's Tag Team titles on the line. We got the Divine Dominion, who just beat Hayan and Maya World on Dynasty's pre-show. And I have them going up against the Brawling Birds. I know more than likely this match is going to happen at All In, but I feel like a first match here would be a fun preview. And obviously, I think we would have the Divine Dominion maybe not as dominant, but could be a little bit more sneaky to win. Like maybe Penelope Ford gets involved or something. Next up, AEW Women's title match. We got Thekla taking on Chris Statlander. And I know she's had more than a couple of shots recently. I feel like we need some more Long Island representation. And I think Statlander is a good fill-in for that. Especially with Thekla just beating Jamie Hayter. I could also kind of see Alex Windsor getting a shot here, but I think that's a wait and see kind of thing. And then finally, our main event for the AEW World title. We got Darby Allin taking the challenge for MJF. Now, reason I say that. MJF just beat Jon Moxley. Not Jon Moxley. Not Hangman either. Who was it? Kenny Omega at Dynasty. Darby Allin won his number one contenders match against Andrade El Idolo. However, instead of taking this match here, Darby made the challenge for this Wednesday in Seattle. In which, honestly, obviously that doesn't guarantee anything, but I do feel like Darby is being set up to win the world title here. However, I don't think it's going to be a long reign. And I think MJF will get his win back at Double or Nothing. Which, personally, I think that's where we're going. Could be 100% wrong, and we see MJF walk in against, like... Oh, God, who's left? Swerve, maybe? Or Will Ospreay? Although I think Ospreay's being saved for All In. And yes, I did leave Ospreay and Mox and a whole lot of other people off the card. I don't want this to go on all night. As much as I love AEW, I think this is the perfect amount of matches. And yes, they are all technically all title matches. I'm sure I can think of other non-title matches to put on this card. But for now, I feel like this is the, I'd say, semi-perfect area to leave this for now. So, hopefully you all enjoyed. Regularly scheduled programming coming back on Friday, where I'll cover NWA Power and AEW Dynamite. Thursday, I might be a little busy. Might be doing something with my family. We'll see about that. But also Thursday is a bit of a doubleheader. We got AEW Collision on Thursday as well as TNA Impact, in which I'll try to watch one of those and then cover that on Monday. If not, I may do another video like this. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'm going to say this. I know it's WrestleMania week, and you guys are looking forward to all the WWE stuff. There are plenty of other shows you can go see in Vegas that I think have already started, if I've seen the schedule correctly. So I'm going to say this. Go find another show. It'll probably be a whole lot cheaper than what you're paying to go see WrestleMania. And then go see a different show. Go to like House of Glory or CMLL, something like that. Go to the Hitchcock Memorial Show. It's all going to be fun. It's going to be a little different from, the WWE stuff. And heck, maybe a superstar makes you a fan. So, that is it from me today. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like the video. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave me a comment on what you think the Double or Nothing card is going to look like. Because right now it is very much up in the air. And I'm okay with it. So until that time, happy wrestling, everybody. Peace.